I want to welcome you guys once again to another episode of this tutorial. Then, if you remember where we stopped the last time, I told you guys next lecture we are going to be introducing the CSS, because at the point we are now, there are some things we need to do and we can only achieve it perfectly with CSS. Then CSS can be done in two ways. We have the external format of CSS and the internal format of CSS. The external aspect has to do with you have your CSS in a separate file, then you now import it into your working environment. While the internal aspect is that you have your CSS coded internally into your web document. As you are coding your HTML, you are coding your CSS. Then the internal aspect also come in two ways. We have the inline. The inline is just like the CSS will come as an attribute attached to a tag, to attach to a HTML tag. That's for the inline. Are you getting it now? It comes as an attribute that you actually attach to a particular HTML element. Then the other one, it comes in between your head section, in the sense that you open and close your CSS open and close tag. Then in between the open and close tag, you now code your CSS syntax. So instead of you having it attached to all the elements, you have them coded in one single element, CSS element. So the one we'll be starting with is the internally. Then the internally, I told you, it's further subdivided into two. We have the inline and the other one that we placed at the header section. So the one we want to start with is the inline, and we said the inline format, you actually attach it to an element as an attribute. Are you getting it? For example, now this is an element. Are you getting it? So if I want to attach CSS syntax here, what I will do is I will declare my CSS. This is it. Style is equal to, this is the very first thing you need to do. Style is equal to, style is equal to, then you open and close your quotes. Then in between the quotes where I activated my cursor now, that is where your CSS syntax will fall into. For example, now if I want to change the background, my working environment is actually white. If I want to change the background, what I'll do, I can do it using my CSS syntax without even I can do it with my HTML syntax without the CSS. If I want to use HTML syntax, I'll go as bg color is equal to, let's say, black. This is the HTML syntax to change the background color of working environment. Then now, if I want to achieve this same thing with your CSS, this is what you would do. I'll just come here, in between this open and close quote, I'll type background color. This is one beautiful thing about VS Code. As you code, there are code suggestions that are related to what you are typing. For example, now I just tap back. It now brings up all the CSS syntax that is related to what I've typed. So if I want to select, I can just go here, BG color, then I'll type black. Are you getting it? So if I go back and I refresh, it will change to black. So this is the CSS inline syntax, in the sense that the first thing you will do, you declare your style is equals to, you open and close your quote. Are you getting it? Then you can now start bringing in your syntax, whatever it is you want to do. It now depends on whatever feature you want to introduce that will now determine the CSS syntax that you are going to bring on board. For example, now I want to change the background color of my working environment, and the syntax is background color. Then the quote here must always come after you've declared your syntax here. The quote here, we can just look at it as equal to. For example, I said background color equal to the column, sorry, equal to, then comes what you want it to be. Here I want it to be black. Then the semicolon here is for you to close. Are you getting it? Because as we are here now, we can have several other attributes. After I've changed the background color, if there are some other things I want to do, I can just shift, then I'll bring in another attribute. We'll still get to that.